Hi everyone, Yin here. Very happy to have completed my December Daily 2022 album, and here to do a little flip through or walk through with you. So I made this album cover myself. My album is 5.5 by 5.5 square pages sized, and the spine is about 2.5 inches, and but I kind of overflowed it, as you can see. So when I lay it down, and it's about 3 inches over this side, and I'm going to use a little band to tie it together when I keep it in the shelf. So this is not too bad, it's quite compact, so really happy about that. Just a little bit about the construction. So I made the cover by printing on canvas paper. You can see the texture here of the canvas paper, and then I wrapped it around a cardboard piece to make the cover. And then there are 5 signatures here I included, signatures as in folded pages, so 5 sets of these folded pages. And then when I've completed the entire album, then I stitched them into the spine with I just sewed them in using pamphlet stitch. And if you want to see the inside, this is like the middle of the second signature. So on the inside is what it looks like. I can tie the knots inside, and yeah, it's pretty, I think it's pretty secure. I don't have any fear that it will I think it will hold together. That's what I mean. Yeah, just handle it with care, and I'm quite sure it will stay together, and I'm quite happy with this. So for 2022, I used a lot of the 2022 Ellie Edwards December Daily collection, of course, as well as some from 2021 and before. I used a lot of the digital elements as well because of the size of my album. It was quite a surprise to find that a lot of things didn't fit in here. Some of my numbers, letters and all that were just too big, and so were some of the embellishments that I was planning to use. So I also used a lot of the digital ones to print and shrink it to print to size for my album. So these trees were from 2022. I also arranged these and the words from 2022 collection here and this pattern as well. All the lovely pictures are from 2022 collection, so you will see them throughout the album. So on page 1, or on the opening cover page, I simply did a bit of intentions, our intentions for this December. And this is the vellum see-through page, copying Ellie's one that she did, using the frame to hold it together. This is I think everyone's favorite vellum paper this year. And here is my family would you rather tag that we filled up, that was shared by Ellie during, I think, on DD Prep Day. So that was really fun. And also on DD Prep Day, Ellie challenged us to stamp on an entire page, and well, my page is small, so I could fit in this part of the verse, Isaiah 9:6, and then I wrote the rest of it by hand. And this page is like our reason why. So this is the reason for the season. This is why we celebrate Christmas. This is how we are blessed. We give thanks that He has come. That's our reason. And on day 1, I'm documenting the Advent devotions that we are following this year to daily spend time together as a family to read God's word. And it is a Christmas carol or Christmas hymn Advent calendar, so it also has songs every day, and it was really a nice and good time together every day. Day 2, and I'm documenting our little Christmas corner of decoration because my family, well, we are minimalist wannabes, and we have a small apartment home, so we kind of keep things simple, and this is documenting why our Christmas decorations is pretty limited, and but it makes us happy all the same. This page is again, I think, inspired by some of the workshops on December daily, see-through elements and glitter and stuff. And I wrote on this side of it about day 3 when we went to a Christmas market and art exhibition near our home. Really enjoyed that one. On day 4 was our 29th wedding anniversary, so this is just a page to mark it. I followed Amy, okay, I can't remember her full name, but I'll try to put it in the comments. Her idea of printing a photo on transparency and layering it over the words, so it turned out really beautifully, and I love that effect. And this is the actual day 4 photo. I kind of did some camera tricks to show that I was in a constant flux that day because we were packing for our holiday. And on day 5 we actually left for our winter holiday in South Korea, Busan, and that's us. We arrived on day 5. A bit of a bar humbug moment when my son's boots, because we haven't gone on a holiday for so long, and his boots broke on at the airport of all things, and it's a good thing we could buy him a pair immediately for the trip, so the trip was not affected. And this is day 6. We already started doing hiking in Busan, beautiful mountain area, where there was this beautiful little temple with carvings on the rock walls, and I had to keep it as a full-size photo. I didn't want to, to put too much things on it, so I tucked the journaling in here, and there's a photo of us on that hike. Day 7, more about us on the trip. There is a beach area and Christmas lights. So, and I use this I printed this bauble from one of the early DD collections, the digital files, and then pin them down here so that they could move and swing about. And day 8, I was talking about how we make magic. I cut these little pieces out from a piece of glitter paper, so very interested to bring glitter into this album. And I don't have a cutting machine and all that, so most of these are by hand or any other ways I can think of. It's about how my family was making magic with me, humoring me as I was trying to take bouquet photos or bokeh photos and so on. On day 9, I use a digital version of this paper, make it down to size, to talk about all the things, the simple joys we're having as we go about our holiday. And on day 10, this is document because my elder son didn't go with us, so he had to work. So he was in Singapore, and we FaceTime him every day, mainly to continue our family devotion time with the Advent devotional guide, and also to just spend some time catching up. And it was nice. It was really nice. So I printed these words across the page, used these little houses, and actually stitched this to show like the connection we had using on the phone across the seas. So I think Ali did quite a bit of stitching this year, and I was really inspired, so you will see more stitching as we go along. And I think my vibes or the color scheme this year was also inspired by the kit this year. A lot of gold, black, red. Yeah, I think that was the main scheme I was following through the album. Okay, and this on day 11 is another wonderful day and another full page photo. I had to choose one, and I didn't want to disturb this picture, and so I included a tuck-in of this is when we went cycling. My son really wanted to cycle. That's what he loved, and my husband too. So we're really happy we got to do that, even though it's winter, and at this beautiful place in Gyeongju. It's one of the best days of the trip. On day 12, I'm just talking about what we are thankful for. This is from prep day. I think Ali's idea of making a pocket and filling it with the glitters. And I hand sewed it because I don't have a sewing machine, and that's about why we're thankful for both our shoes. Mine broke down as well halfway through the trip, and we're just thankful we could find shoes to replace really quickly. On day 13, we went to a temple area where they had all these beautiful lanterns hung up all over, and then I think people wrote their wishes and hung them on the lanterns, or maybe prayers, I'm not sure. And so that inspired me to write some wishes for my family, which I have tucked in here. Okay, it's a bit hard to see. Yeah, that's where it is. It's been in between these two pages. I tucked them in there. A bit of secret, and it will be nice to look at it in a future year. And this is day 14, a day we spent at this famous place called Gamchong Village, which I think most people know about. I did a flip up to talk about all the things we want to remember when we were there. And then paired this beautiful photo with a vellum page which I had painted white circles on the back here. So I used this side to layer some embellishment. And on this side, I did a bit of an extra page to talk about what can be overheard as we were on our trip. For example, like my family would tell me to step out of the way every time we need to move luggages, because I have my husband and my son with me, and they just didn't want me to, you know, injure myself or something. So that was really nice. They always did everything for me. And for example, my husband said, I am a photographer, not a magician. After I have been asking him, please take the photo this way, that way, make sure I look this and that, and that was really funny. On this page, this one is I used the plastic stars, and I think this was in one of the Instagram hops that we did with the other ambassadors. And all I did was to use a white Sharpie pen and dotted across the page, placed dots there so that it looks as if they are either sewed in or hung up. The stars were hung up. Same for the back. Another set of the plastic stars, and this is day 15. Our trip was coming to an end, and we simply wanted to chill. So this was our day, I think a few hours that we spent in this cafe overlooking the setting sun, and I was drawing and painting the sunset. And on this transparency, I had printed the journaling here so that it fit in the window. And these words was I stamped them on vellum, cut them out, and then sewed them onto the vellum. The transparency, and tuck it over the photo. So that was fun. Here is day 16, which I'm just documenting all the amazing, fantastic meals we've had on this trip. It's truly amazing. Day 17 is the last day on our trip, so I did a few talked about it and added a few photos about all that we treasured on this trip. So day 18, we're home for the holidays, and almost immediately went to my mom's place, celebrate with my mom and my brother, because he was going away before Christmas. And this is with my church group, cell group. And this was the 19th, documenting the World Cup final. It's actually on the 18th, but it went into the early morning of the 19th for us. So this is my 19th story. My husband went with his friends to watch in a local stadium with on a big screen, but I was at home and we were texting, and it was part of the fun and the excitement of that day. If you follow, you know how exciting it is. And this was the first time in a long time that I did embossing, so I was really excited. I followed an idea from someone on the Facebook group who said to print. So I printed the words and this image of the cup on vellum. I printed with black ink so that when it was printed, it was still wet, and I quickly poured the embossing powder on it, and it turned out so well, and I'm just so pleased with this. Okay, you can see, really nice. On day 20, I'm just documenting a time my husband spent with his old colleagues from his old first job, and they called themselves the old gang. And here is just a tree. I think I made there's a foundation page prior to December with the plastic stars from this year's collection. And day 21 is when my husband and I went to visit my best friend who had a pop-up store in a market, a local Christmas market, and I wanted very badly to write on vellum following Ali's idea in her album. So this page I managed to do it, and it was just very pretty. I used gold pen to draw the lines and then white pen to write, and I love this. Yeah, this year's collection had all these gold, I don't know what this is called, but they are shining, and I just love it. On day 22, I documented us finally wrapping all the presents, and I was happy to be able to use this gold dark green page from this year's collection. This one I also printed, cut out some of the presents from this year's collection and layered them here as a filler page, because on this side I used an envelope from my own stash, and to tuck in all the wrapping paper that we used this year, I cut a square out of all of them so that I can keep them here. So that was fun, and I really like this. And there's just a quote. And this page on the 23rd, I'm documenting all the shows that we watched this December, and of which one of them that we loved was It's a Wonderful Life, and I've never watched it. I've always wanted to, because a lot of the scrapbookers have been saying this is their favorite, and finally this year it came on Netflix for us, and we really loved it too. So this page is the Believe paper from the I think the specialty paper kit, and I simply embellished around it, and I think that looks pretty cute. On day 24, it was a quiet day actually at home, so I took pictures of the corners of my place where we had set up a little bit of decor, and I tried some of these stars, paperback stars that was on Pinterest, and yeah, just talking about the day before Christmas. And this is Christmas Day itself. My family, we celebrated amongst ourselves, just the four of us, in the morning, and I printed these digital elements out and hand sewed them, some stitching here onto the page. And yeah, this is a new tradition for us actually, giving presents to each other, because when the children were maybe, I can't remember, maybe 10 or something, we had stopped the present giving thing, because they had just too many toys and everybody was getting too much, and there was just, so it was a decision not to exchange presents. And but we started again about 2 years ago, and it has been very nice and very meaningful, because they also get presents for us now, and it is such so wonderful to see how they know and notice what we want or may need or would like, and to see the wonderful presents they actually are able to. They should pay so much attention and make such an effort to get us each other very good presents. So I really had to document this, and this is just a filler page I made as a foundation page. And still on 25th, we went in the afternoon, went to visit my mom-in-law, who was staying with my sister-in-law at that time, and used this beautiful paper to talk about what matters, because it was a small thing. We didn't do anything really special, but I think just being there was really mattered to her. So yeah. And on the 26th was actually the time we spent to celebrate, gathered and celebrated with our old friends and all our children. We have been friends for like probably nearly 40 years since we were in school, and our children have grown up together. It's the best time of all, with people we love, and I used all the hearts I have from every collection to decorate this side and to journal about that. But in addition, I also put more photos and journaling onto these tags to talk about the same day and time we had together, and also the time we had in church. and tuck them all into this this page, which is from Product Play class by Elizabeth. And yeah, it's lovely to be able to include much more than I could for this day. And I skipped ahead and simply added one more day to talk about the 31st of December, where we had a watch night service in our church, and it was very meaningful. It was organized and by my cell group, who are all young adults, and a lot of people from church came to share their testimonies and give thanks to God. So it was a really special and wonderful night. And then that's it. And so I closed off the book, the album, with just a photo from the corner in our home. And I like these 25 stories here from, I think it's 2021 collection. That's the end of my album, full of stories and everything that we want. Thank you for coming along and following me. If you have any questions, let's leave them in the comments below. I'll get back to you when I can. And thank you so much for being here with me.